So let's look at number patterns. The first kind is arithmetic. That means they are adding the same thing every time. Okay, it could be a positive number or a negative number. The second type is geometric. That means they are multiplying by the same thing. Okay, now it could be a number like 3, or it could be a fraction like 1/3, which is the same as dividing by 3 each time. So if you multiply by 1/3 every time, you're dividing by 3 each time. The other one is neither. In other words, they don't fit a specific pattern. So let's look at part A. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. This one is obviously arithmetic. They are adding 5 each time, and the next term in the series would be 30. Let's look at part B. 3, 12, 48, 192, 768. In this case, they are multiplying by 4 each time. So the next time we're going to do 4 times 768, and that will give us 3072. So this one is geometric. I'm going to put a G there for that. And the next term would be 3072. Now on this last one, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, we're obviously not multiplying by the same thing every time. Let's see if we're adding. We added 3, we added 5. We're not adding the same thing every time. So this one we would actually call a neither. Now there is a way to figure these out. Okay, that's not very good in. Let me fix that. There's a way to figure these out sometimes. We're going to do that in the next example. It's called using the method of successive differences. So if you can't get it right away, then you try and figure it out based on a pattern. So let's look at part A. 14, 22, 32, 44. They weren't adding the same thing every time. But let's look at what they did add. First they added 8, then they added 10, then they added 12. Kind of gives you a pattern, okay? The next one's going to be 14. They're going up by 2 each time. So our next answer will be 44 plus 14, which is 58. Now part B is a little bit trickier because when I did the first row in blue, they added 10, 22, 40, 64. It still wasn't obvious what they're adding, so I had to do it again. Between 10 and 22, they added 12. Between 22 and 40, they added 18. 40 and 64, they added 24. And then I could see the pattern. Here, I'm adding 6 each time. So the next time I'm going to add 30. 64 plus 30 gives me 94. And then I have to remember to go back up a row. 141 plus 94 gives me 235. So the next answer in that sequence would be 235.